All right, let's go ahead and jump straight into this. First question is not going to be about the match per se, but more like the Day 9 stuff in general. I'd like to know how you guys found out about Day 9 and how you found out about this. We'll start with Mr. Fade.
Okay. So, I got into StarCraft at the beginning of like 2013, like last year technically.
Yeah.
And I started watching like Husky StarCraft and stuff like that. And then like a couple months later, he was on WCS or a tournament or something, and he was co-casting with Day 9, and Day 9 plugged his Twitch, so I went and watched a daily.
Was this last year?
Yeah.
I remember that tournament. That was an amazing tournament. That was the first time I saw them cast together as well. It's really good.
Oh, is that where the infamous Brazzers image comes from?
Yes, it does. That was Anaheim, I believe. MLG Anaheim.
Oh, MLG.
That was a really good tournament.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
But yeah, then like he started talking about his website, so then I checked that out, and then I found the DKTL, and then this, and here I am.
Cool stuff. You think?
2010, like I started watching StarCraft stuff. This was, I guess, during the beta. Was the beta in 2010 or was it a year before?
I don't know. That's before me.
Anyway, I started watching Over the Gun because he was doing StarCraft 2 casts. And then I made my way to Husky, and then eventually, I don't remember how exactly I found it, but I found Day 9. Probably through Fun Day Monday, because I watched Fun Day Monday a lot. And then I followed him on Facebook too, so he posted about the show matches. So.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's how we got a lot of people interested in it, actually. Next thing, of course, let's talk about the first game. First thing I do have to ask, Fade, was the lag a problem the entire time?
Oh yeah.
Oh, now I feel bad.
Yeah, I do too. You should have said something. All right. That's okay though. Well, nothing we can do now. I like given the lag. I actually like the proxy then, given the lag. That's actually a really good decision. Was that something you had in mind? Have you been doing that on the ladder in general, given the lag? I'm assuming is probably plaguing you there too.
Yeah, every PvP.
Every one. Wow.
Yep.
Oh man, I can understand that. I really can.
It's my best matchup.
In fact, I remember that's actually what a lot of the Koreans did when I think they had to play in like online qualifiers over here. That a lot of times they would do cheeses just because, well, you don't have to deal with the lag that way.
Yeah.
I can really understand it. Next thing, Tink, what were your thoughts? Seeing a bunch of zealots run into your base, you're like,
Well, my first thought was my overlord floating over his ramp to a pylon and nothing else. At that time, I was like, So I threw down a spine crawler. Yeah. I don't usually deal with cheese as well at all. I usually just straight up die.
So that was like it was a panic moment.
Yeah.
Like, this is the worst thing that could happen.
Yeah, I was like super nervous, so I was like messing up a lot.
Yeah, I understand the nerves thing.
It's not even just that. I think cheese games in general throw people off, like both players, because they're just not normal.
Oh god. I understand the nerves thing. Even if it wasn't a cast, if anybody was watching me at all, I'd be like,
Yeah.
Well, you did pretty good, even given that, especially with the lag there on top of that. I would say it was not as noticeable from my end. Like it didn't seem like you were making a giant number of micro mistakes, really. So, you know, especially with the second game. The second game was like crazy. Holy crap! Was that something you planned? Seeing Habitation Station, you're just like, I'm gonna 2-hatch before pool with a gold.
Well, I just wanted to do that anyway.
Just wanted to do it anyway. All right. I thought so.
Yeah. If I played Zerg, then I would probably 2-hatch before pool on that.
Yeah. I can't I'm blaming you. Now, I've actually heard from some people that this map is incredible for blank all-ins. Um, I don't know, like, in your own experience, whether you've found the same thing. Because, to be honest, I've seen this map a time, as in today. So, like, I
Oh,
guess
habitation.
it was used in the Scarlet versus Bomber match. I remember it was
Yeah.
used when MC did the whole disco toss thing, where he made 5 oracles against somebody. But I honestly can't remember a whole lot from that because it was like a bunch of months ago. So, meh. What are your thoughts on this map?
I saw it and I was like, even though he's not Terran, I want to pull a Scarlet. But that didn't
Habitation
quite work
station.
out.
Yeah. What are
Yeah.
your thoughts on that map?
I like the map. I like it. I think it's okay.
I would like it. I'd like it as Terran, because as Terran I usually play mech, so I'd just get a bunch of command centers. So the gold base would be great.
No, gold base would be fantastic for that.
But
No
as
doubt about it.
Protoss, I mostly cheese and all in, so not a huge fan. Because then they can get 3 base, and then they have a huge economic lead. And then, yeah.
All right. So, I think ZeroQ offered a couple interesting questions. One for fun, one not so much. First of all, with Tink, what would you say your races are in order? Now that you're playing random.
Honestly, Terran and then Zerg and then Protoss.
Really?
Yup.
You would put your Terran above your Zerg?
I think I mained Terran for a longer time than I mained Zerg.
Oh, I thought you were maining Zerg before that. Okay.
Oh, no, I was maining Zerg like when we started all this.
Yeah.
But I'd been maining Terran longer before that.
I didn't know that. Okay. Well, this explains a lot.
Switch back. Yeah. I prefer playing Terran, honestly. Like, if I go mech, there's just nothing quite as satisfying as something dying to 17 siege tank shooting all at once.
Sure.
Yeah, I can understand that.
All right, and finally, well, 2 for fun questions, because Zero asked it, and I feel like I'm going to do it now. Where did he type this? Where did you type? Oh yeah, do the players like chocolate-covered peanuts? I don't know why he's asking this.
Oh man.
You can ask him why he's asking this.
See,
I washed my hands of this. Backing away now.
I used to get sick when I ate peanuts, right? Like I used to get these horrible headaches, and then I stopped getting the headaches. So I was like, "Oh, this is great. These are great." And then I've never tried them with chocolate or anything.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
You gotta get on that. It's good stuff.
All right, yeah.
Contribute if you so desire, Fade. If not, I understand.
I am allergic to peanuts.
There you go.
So,
Oh,
thanks.
That's
No.
I had a friend who was allergic to bananas.
I don't feel bad now. Okay. I don't understand why either. But last question, of course. This will go to Tinkertonk. Who wins, you or Ender?
Well, let's just back up a second here. Ender was trying to psych me out before the games, going like, I'm telling him the secret strat to beat you, and I'm like, buh. If you didn't build oracles, I would probably kick your butt, Ender.
So there you know, in the future, if you if you ever sub a Tink game ever again, build oracles. He'll hate you, but it'll probably kill him.
Okay.
Probably. So write that down. Oracles.
Actually,
All right,
Faye,
guys.
I have another question for you as well.
Okay.
Given how good photon overcharge is, what do you think of the new changes that Blizzard's going to be bringing in? They're going to be decreasing the damage from 60 to 40.
Little context for everybody. They're talking about a potential balanced test map, so this is way more extreme than it's actually going to be.
Right. I mean,
I thought it was changing.
Oh, go
Sorry.
ahead. I was just gonna say, how would that change your game? Because I noticed that you kind of need the mothership core for a lot of stalker stuff and forgating and things like that. But to defend at home, if the Terran pushes back, it's nice to have that down. But what do you think that's gonna change for you if that drops that drastically?
Um, not. I don't think it'll change that much because I don't really use the mothership core that often unless I'm trying to get high ground vision.
Okay.
That's actually was going to be my thoughts about it too. Is I felt like for the most part, what it probably does is weakens two base pushes a little bit because a lot of them use the mothership core, and the in the other direction probably like actually standard Protoss play against Terran because dealing with drops is going to be fun
Right,
now.
because yeah, it's a pain in the butt, especially when the medevac is just kind of skirting on the edge of your base, and the photon overcharge has such nice range, and it's so. I
Well,
personally, for
yeah,
me, it's really satisfying to see your Nexus take down a full medevac.
it's interesting. I don't think they'll drop it by 20 seconds because that might like flip the table. But yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea generally. I'm like, okay, fine, try it. We'll see if it works.
Mm.
The other two changes they're suggesting are interesting. They want to increase Roachborough movement speed because they want people to use it. I don't know if anybody will use it, but there you go.
They were also talking about adding EMP to mech.
They said that they're thinking about doing something to make mech stronger. My thoughts on that is if they do that, it won't work because it'll make bio stronger instead.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, okay, why would you not? I'm like, okay, what reason do you have to use mech then? Because like you use ghosts to augment bio in a lot of situations.
Yeah,
So it's like, okay, but I don't know. I like that they're trying to buff it instead of trying to nerf bio. That's not a good move.
Right, right.
Yeah.
The siege tank one is another interesting idea again, but I'm like, oh, they'll just put siege tanks back with bio again. Like that's what most Terrans will probably do.
Oh yeah.
So
Siege
I
tank.
feel like you'd have to buff a late game mech unit maybe.
I just want to see more tanks. I haven't seen tanks in a while. I want more tanks.
Well, I guess that would be fun. Tanks are flashy. They're kind of cool to
yeah.
watch.
Oh no, I broke my water bottle.
Oh.
And with that thought, we're going to go ahead and end the interview here.
Oh.
Hope you guys have enjoyed watching. I'll catch you later today in roughly 3 hours, I believe, for the next show match, Sethiel versus Viper Musashi.